Netflix, Microsoft. All big-name tech companies enticing workers going after the new American dream. A job that's flexible, with lots of paid time off for mom and dad when that new baby comes along. Netflix made its announcement last week, a year of paid leave for all new parents. At Google, moms get 18 weeks paid and 12 weeks of paid baby bonding time during the baby's first year. Microsoft giving new dads 12 weeks off, paid. And just this week,
Adobe Systems is doubling its maternity leave, so new moms will get 26 weeks of paid leave.
It's the new trend in the tech world, but most jobs don't offer this. So how do you convince your boss to give you more time off? And should you even take it?
Great question. I'm here with workplace psychologist Dr. Mimi Hall. Doctor, always good to see you. Appreciate you being here today. You know, it hit me as we were in the intro there is all these are tech companies.
Yes.
And I think that they know that these young people are going to take time off and be on their computer anyway. This isn't like the old industrial age.
Right.
What are your thoughts on companies offering up to a year paid time off for mom and dad?
You know, it's interesting. European countries have been doing this for years, so we're sort of behind on that. We have to be very careful, though. When you're looking in terms of taking a year off, what else is going to be happening at the organization? Are you going to fall behind? Are you going to be there periodically? How are you going to keep up? And so I think it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, you want to say, okay, I want to spend more time with my kids, and we're finding that the young people do, particularly the young men are saying, hey, I want to bond with my children as well. But on the other hand, especially with how fast changes take place, will you be out of touch in a year?
But let's be honest, a lot of these companies we're talking about, those people can work from home. So at Google, you may be off the job for a year, but you're sitting at home, you're doing programming, you're doing things like that. Is it a danger for most people, though, to try and get a year off? Because that'd be my biggest fear is, man, they're going to find somebody else who's a whole lot better than me, and now I got to look for a job, right? That's a big fear.
It is a big fear, and I think the first place you have to start is go to your HR department, go to your human resources department, find out what the policy is. What has happened? Have some people already taken the time off, and how have they prepared for it? And I think that's a big piece. You know, if you know that you're a man and your wife is pregnant, to find out what can you do to catch up on projects, what projects are coming up, what can you do from home, can you be there part-time? And so doing that research early on can make a big difference.
It also, I think, has to do with in-demand fields, right? Because there's competition for these young tech people. In some other fields that many of us work in, they'd be like, no. You want a year off, why don't you take the rest of your career off?
Yeah, exactly.
So how do you go about asking for more time off, knowing your boss may not be in favor of this?
I think the first thing you want to do, as I said, find out what the policy is. Because if they've got a policy for it, that means that they're supposedly interested in giving you some paternity leave. Second thing is you want to go to your boss and say, this is something I've been thinking about, but how can I do it and make it work for both of us? Again, what projects are coming up? What are my deadlines? What can I work from home? Can I do it part-time, short-time? Can I do 1 week on, 1 week off? Look at some options and work it out with your boss.
Do you think it's different between men and women, too?
In terms of?
As trying to get the time off?
Yeah, well, yes.
As a guy, I would never ask for this. And I'll be honest, I wouldn't, because I just think and it goes back to these social roles we always talk about. I think a guy asking is going to be a whole lot more difficult than a woman. Agree or disagree?
I absolutely agree with you. And again, nobody wants to be the first one. And a lot of times what happens is you have to see who else has taken the time off. And can you be one of them? But people are so hesitant to be that very first person to do it. And yet, on the other hand, they do want to spend more time with their family.
Could you ever take a year off work?
I could not.
I don't know that I could. That was the other thing is I don't know that I could. I like work. I like what I do. So I know it's different for everybody. So Dr. Mimi Hull, what's your website in case people want to check you out?
It's hullonline.com, HULLONLINE.com.
Always good to see you. Appreciate you being here. We'll talk to you soon. Amy, over to you.
All right.